We're gonna get sponsored because of this Iroh tea.
This Iroh tea, I drink it like almost every day.
I don't like tea, but he does, and he
so
drinks
good.
it. Jacob actually likes the Aang tea.
I feel like Aang tea is a little better than Iroh tea.
See, and I like watching Avatar.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the Ember podcast, the show where we talk about everything Avatar and maybe just a little more. Today I'm here with my goofy friends and fellow Avatar lovers,
Bracy.
And Jacob.
Or Jacob.
And Bracy.
And no one. And today...
What? You call Bracy and no one?
No, I'm calling me and no one.
Well, you are nobody.
Exactly.
But
so today we're going to have a short show where we're going to discuss one major topic that I know has been circulating in the Avatar community for quite a while. It's who would win in a fight? Iroh or Fire Lord or the Phoenix King? Ozai. That is the question today. Who is going to win the fight? Before we start, I want to know what you guys think. Comment down below who you think would win and why.
And if you give a good description, then we'll give you brownie points that are worth absolutely nothing.
Or T points,
which are still worth absolutely nothing. But
not when you're Iroh.
You can still be the teacher's pet.
So did this come from a comment or?
This is not coming from a comment, but
calling our viewers out, aren't you?
Hey, no one's obligated.
He's calling you guys out.
No,
I like you guys for just being who you are, but he's calling you out for not leaving comments.
Hey, no one is obligated to comment. Okay,
that means you're obligated.
It's all up to you.
That means he's disappointed in you guys.
Does this say disappointed? Does my face say disappointed? I'm so happy with you guys. You just don't know. Okay.
Your life says disappointed. Oh.
Anyway, so yeah. Before we get started though, I'm glad you told me about that because there is one comment I want to mention that called us out a little bit. They didn't call us out, but they just corrected us. I forgot about this. We talked about the pilot episode where Katara's real name was Kaya. Remember that? Well. I think the comment used by the username of Because. I think that's the name.
Why?
Because.
Why?
Because, man.
Because?
They said that, Katara's mother was actually named Kaya. I remember that. I just forgot it for some reason. So I'm glad you told me about that, Because. Thank you very much for commenting that down below. I really appreciate it. Let's just get started. So, guys, who would win this fight? Iroh or Ozai?
Obviously,
Ozai.
Roku. Okay, wait, that's a different. I would say Ozai.
I say family loses it all because it's two brothers.
Oh, dang. Chances going deep.
Speaking of two brothers. Okay, no, that's irrelevant. You guys don't need to know. Anyway, yeah, well, I mean...
I know what he was going to say.
I was going to talk about two brothers smoked tacos. Really good. Anyway, so... Yeah, I really have to be honest with you, and even though Iroh is definitely hands down, everything just like going for the gold, Iroh is definitely my favorite. But I do not think he has enough heart to actually take on his brother full strength. Because I think he's too much of a better man.
I kind of agree. I mean, I kind of agree that at the end of the day, it would be hard for him to take down his brother. It would. But maybe if it came down to saving the world, I think he maybe could do it, but it would definitely really be hard for him.
Yeah, so what I think it's going to come down to is I think Ozai actually also has more firepower. So let's say they're both going all out.
Yeah.
I think Ozai has more powerful firebending, but I think Iroh is smarter.
He was a general. See, when you look at Ozai was a master of duels, of fire. He's only taking on firebenders because he does Anikais all the time.
Yeah. And
it gets you better at being a firebender and fighting against other firebenders. But like Iroh, he studied all the nations. He knows a lot more like strategically than Ozai does.
Yeah.
So I feel like that would be his advantage. It would be ultimate firepower versus strategical And don't forget, Iroh is very powerful.
Oh yeah, he's super powerful.
Especially in his prime, dude.
Oh, yeah.
He was very powerful. So
let's talk about buff Iroh for a second. He was buff for like, all right,
Yeah.
he lost that weight just as quick as he put it back on.
I would love to see that
crazy.
scene, the scene where he breaks out of the prison.
He went from like Iroh to Boomy.
Because
Like,
I just
real
wanted
quick.
to see that
Very much,
scene because it's left your imagination, which.
Oh yeah. You know, did he blow and like the jail doors just open, or did he just did he flex his muscles and they're like, ooh, and they just, I don't know.
Well, he waited till the eclipse, remember?
Yeah, I know that.
So
maybe he just pried it open, like, or maybe
100%. He just punched right through
maybe
it.
he called for Stormbreaker. What happened? You know. Anyway,
I feel like he just grabbed somebody. Well, that's not the.
Yeah,
topic,
off topic, but let's break out of this cell and go
Okay.
back into the
So
topic room.
Let's do it.
I think it would end up coming down to lightning redirection, kind of like it almost
Ooh,
came down to
yes.
with the final battle.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
But what I think, Ozai wasn't expecting Aang to do it, but I think Ozai would expect Iroh to do it.
Well,
Because
because of Zuko.
because of Zuko.
Because of Zuko. What if? Well, that begs the question: is this fight taking place after that? Are we talking about a fight?
we
during
have
the
to
comment.
We
During
have
the
to
comment.
say it takes place after this because
The comment.
yeah, because
Okay.
let's say if Aang were to fail, that
Yeah.
would be the only reason Iroh would have to fight him. So I'd say like that would be the situation.
Yeah. Okay. I see that. Definitely see that. Yeah. I mean, I definitely think it'd be a it'd probably be the fight of the ages. Probably. We saw Azula and Zuko. That fight was glorious.
Honestly,
and
my favorite fight of the whole series.
it's close for me. I know a lot of people say that's better than the fight with Aang and Fire Lord Ozai. I really like the fight with Aang and Fire Lord Ozai. I thought it was epic as epic can get.
As I'll get out.
But I will say the one with the Agni Kai between Zuko and Azula was very emotional, and it added a little more to it because it had that narrative purpose. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But, dude, if we had Ozai and Iroh, imagine that. Imagine how that probably would have been the best fight of all time.
And
that would have been
it
the
would
greatest
have,
fight.
but I also think another element with it is that, Iroh, he is a general and he did study all the nations, but at the end of the day, it boils down to an Agni Kai. It would seem like, and so I feel like they both have their advantages and they both have their disadvantages. But I mean, in the sense, like Ozai would still have an advantage because it's an Agni Kai. He doesn't.
Yeah, it's a 101.
He doesn't have to worry. Like Iroh might know about waterbending and earthbending and waterbending. Did I say that twice?
Yeah.
Waterbending and earthbending and airbending. He might know about all that, but if it's just a 101 battle, it's not really going to help him too much. Because he can think about the flow of waterbending all he wants to, but it's kind of at the end of the day, that's just not how you control fire. I mean, because fire does not flow in any way. I mean, the lightning can flow through, like that. He did learn that, but now that we have established, like, I do feel like Ozai would have picked up the little trick from Zuko after seeing him do it, because he if he's like Zuko at all, which he should be, he would drive himself crazy not being able to do something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's a good point.
As soon as he saw that, that's another thing that brings up. Why would
I figured something out. It'd be funny.
Okay, you go ahead.
It's just them redirecting lightning. And then it's like hot potato. Whenever the music stops, you just die.
That's the most boring battle.
That would be the most disappointing thing I've ever seen in my entire life.
It'd be pretty funny.
It'd be hilarious. Maybe there's a parody somewhere of that.
There has to be a parody of that somewhere. But why was Ozai surprised whenever Aang redirected lightning?
Anyway, I don't know.
Cause,
why was he surprised?
Did Ozai know that Zuko was with Aang?
I don't really know. I mean, I don't think he was necessarily as surprised about it. I mean, I think deep down he kind of felt like it was going to, but also he could have equally been surprised that Aang just did not hit him with it. He could have realized, like, oh crap, I made a mistake, and he thought Aang was going to end it right there, because he didn't know that Aang wasn't going to kill him.
Yeah, well, Aang is a 12-year-old boy also.
Yeah, so granted, he probably was surprised a little bit, but I mean, if for him to be like the Phoenix King, he kind of should know that Aang.
Well, like I said, he doesn't think. He's less of a thinker and more of a brute force.
Yeah.
That
Oh, yeah.
is
That's
true.
he actually.
So-
like, he's pretty much like the male version of Azula. So, but Azula,
Well,
Azula is a lot more strategic.
A loser.
She was a loser.
True feelings come out.
She is a loser.
So it's, not only is he calling you guys out for your comment disabilities, but he's also calling Azula out for being a loser. Man,
I don't like being.
he's the bad guy here today,
I don't like
guys.
being accused like this
You want to take an Agni Kai?
to the death.
I'm not a firebender. Good luck, bro.
Anyway, so yeah, Azula. She was very clever.
She was, yeah.
She was
you're
very
right.
clever. I mean, she thought stuff out. That's why he had her do all that stuff because she
Right.
thought it out very well.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Yeah, this is off topic too, but I do think Zuko thought out stuff pretty well too. He just didn't get as much credit for it and the way that he did it. But I mean,
Yeah.
Azula was definitely
he
more
failed a lot of
experienced.
times.
Oh, he did fail, but his motivations were more pure.
Well, they're more
than
pure, but
than Azula's.
we're talking about cleverness.
Yeah, that's true, but cleverness can only go so far with greed.
I know, but
I was just trying to run up the minute. I'm just kidding. No, I respect your opinion, even though it's wrong.
yeah.
I'm just kidding. I don't even know what we were talking about.
We're talking about Azula and how clever she was, but how, like, I don't know. You said, like, something about
Yeah.
Zuko was...
Yeah, no, I don't know
I don't
where I
know.
was going with that.
Something like that.
I just wanted
But, yeah,
They can't see you holding hands. Okay. They were holding hands. So yeah. So would Ozai not realize that Iroh could redirect lightning then if he couldn't know that Aang did it?
Well, I feel like because he knew Zuko did it, and there's no way that Zuko learned it from anybody else.
yeah, that is true.
Yeah.
I think he
anyone.
might not be. Ozai might not be the thinker like we just established, but I think he would have had to know. Like, he would have had to have known that the only one powerful enough to teach that to Zuko would have been Iroh.
Definitely.
Especially with how much time they were spent together since they were, he was with him when he got banished. So
That is very true.
But you would think the person teaching the Avatar firebending, who knows how to do it as well, would pass on to him too. So
did he tell his dad that he was going to teach the Avatar firebending?
Yeah, he did.
Okay, yeah, that was at the Eclipse episode. Yeah, that's right.
Such a good episode, man.
that's
Yeah,
Such
That's
a
so
good
good.
episode.
it could have been how it could have ended right there.
True. But, dude, honestly, though, I think we don't give enough credit to his ability to strategize and think about his opponent. Because if you think about it, he knows his brother better than anybody.
Right,
Ooh,
he
yeah.
does.
He
You're
knows all his weaknesses. He knows what he's gonna do. It's like he's gonna do this, but he also did say himself. He's like, if I did defeat Ozai, and I don't know if I could.
yeah.
I don't know if he was being modest or if he was being legit serious.
I
Like,
think he was being serious.
I don't know if I could beat
I
Ozai.
don't. This is the way I choose to believe it. I think he definitely knows he has the firepower in him to beat him. But if you think about personalities and moralities that they've had, whose morals match up most closely with Iroh's? If you think about how you're going to fight, who does his morals match up most with?
You're trying to get us to say Aang.
Yes, I'm trying to get you
Okay.
guys saying. And what did Aang refuse to do in the final? I mean, he
Kill
did.
Ozai.
He refused to kill him. So, like,
I have a feeling. Okay, I've had a feeling this though. I feel like if it came down to it, I think why did I say Ori? Iroh.
Aluza and Ori. Okay,
I'm on a one today. Iroh. I don't know. Do you think he would do it if it came down to it?
I think he would have to. I think
think
at that point
only
it was.
if he had no other choice.
Yeah, I
That's what
think
I'm
it would be
saying.
because at that point the entirety of Ba Sing Se would be absolutely in ruins.
Mm-hmm.
He would be actually the Phoenix King of the entire world. The only way that he could get stopped
Was by Iroh.
would be Iroh.
Yeah.
Iroh
Maybe Iroh and Bumi. Well, maybe the member.
the
White Lotus
would
in
they
general.
fight them together?
I believe
That would be epic.
I think they
but-
would have to because
but-
without the Avatar, you would need all. I mean, you would almost need all the elements
Yeah.
to beat him.
Yeah, and at that point they could easily do
I mean,
it.
you had
Oh, yeah.
you
Like,
had the.
Honestly, two of them together could easily do
Yeah,
it.
you
Yeah.
had the water bending master. You
yeah.
had Boomy. You had Iroh, and you had Sokka's
master.
master.
Yeah. Piandel.
No, I don't know of any. I mean, obviously, there's not going to be any other airbenders without Aang if he's out of the equation. So, but I mean, that accounts for everybody. So I think they would take them on together. But I think that's the cool thing about the Avatar is it just makes it. He's the balance provider. Like he provides the balance.
Yeah. Well, technically, it was also all the avatars that defeated Ozai.
Oh yeah, technically all of them.
Well, and Aang because he did learn that ability.
Oh, and he is part of all the avatars too.
Yeah, he learned that ability, so that's the part that actually defeated him. But like,
so
he was getting wrecked before that.
Zuko helped too. Then Zuko plays a part in that with the lightning redirect.
He did. I mean, he actually really did because he probably would have died. Aang probably would have died if he didn't know.
Another reason why Zuko's our second favorite character. Come on, guys, you should watch our favorite characters podcast if you haven't by now.
Plug in.
It's pretty good.
Well, okay, I just thought of something.
We fight each other.
Little off topic.
What's off topic? No, it's
okay,
not.
so
I don't run the show.
what would happen to the Avatar cycle if Aang would have died? Not in the Avatar state.
It would have gone to the next waterbender.
Yeah. Waterbender, Earthbender, Firebender. What happens?
Oh yeah.
I think this is what I think would happen. Because this kind of happened in Korra, even though there's some things I don't like in Korra, but this does happen in Korra, and I think it does make sense. I think somehow, some way, somebody would be born as an Airbender, and it would become the Avatar.
I mean, if you think,
that would be crazy.
I think that would happen.
If you think about it, where did the first airbenders and
that's what I'm saying.
Firebenders and
I feel like
Earthbenders
somehow
come from?
because in Korra, if you watch it, and this is one of the things I did like in Korra, it's like after Korra messed up the whole spirit world thing, like all of a sudden there was all these airbenders that were like becoming airbenders out of nowhere, and like Zahir, probably the best character in that entire series. He's like the main villain. He's an airbender. He didn't have any abilities like that, but he was in that cell, and he got that ability, and he escaped the cell.
Yeah.
And I think somehow, some way, the spirit world, the universe somehow would find a way to have another airbender to be the Avatar.
Yeah, and okay, so this is a plug-in for another show. If you don't know what the Dragon Prince is on Netflix, and if you don't know what it is, it's a great show. Go watch it.
Fantastic
if you don't want
show.
Spoilers, don't listen to this next part. Probably next.
Yeah, go watch that show. Don't listen to that.
Especially if you like Avatar, it is made by.
What's his name? Well, it's the head writer of Avatar, Aaron Ehaus, is also
Aaron
head
Ehaus.
writer for the Dragon Prince.
Yes, there's definitely a lot of parallels.
Yeah.
Sokka, voice actor, main character.
Finally Sokka gets his happy ending.
Yeah.
But anyway, so what I would say is it's very similar to that with Callum, and just being able to, like he's trying his best to connect with the elements.
Yeah.
Like I feel like maybe because also back to Avatar, if you go to Toph, and she was explaining like how she learned earthbending, it was from the badger moles.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, like other things, like people learned it from the moon, from the badger moles.
So people could learn airbending again.
I think that
I think so because
do you think it would take all the way to the next Avatar cycle, or do you think it could?
I think it would.
Because if Appa survives, then could Appa be like, "All right, son."
Oh yeah.
I mean, we don't know.
I really feel like that could have been the case. Like Appa definitely is Appa in Korra.
I can't remember. I can't remember honestly. I didn't like. I don't know. I can't remember what there was. There were air bisons in Korra, but I can't remember. I think Appa is dead for sure. But
that's sad.
Big sad.
But I know there's air bisons. So.
But yeah. But anyway, so I feel like with the continuation of people who can are beings that can, teach it, then it can be learned. As long as there's a necessity for it, which if there's the other three elements, then there needs to be a fourth.
There needs to be the balance.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. There's always got to be a balance.
Yeah.
It's like in Star Wars. There's always a balance of the good and the light.
Another question, is Darth Vader the one who brought balance by bringing Luke? Or is Darth Vader the real balance himself?
Well, Anakin was the chosen one, and
he was the chosen one to bring the balance. But bringing the balance could have meant having the kid that brought the balance.
Well, I see it as like, this is getting way off topic, but I see it as
extremely off topic.
I see it as like Anakin, but like the Jedi thought balance was having all. The Jedi saw the balance as having all just Jedi, but that's not the balance. The balance is having dark and light at the same level. So when he destroyed all those Jedi, there was only a couple Jedi left. There was only a couple Sith left. Balance. And then when he took out the Emperor, he finally did bring balance. But Luke was a part of that by helping his father come back to the light side. So he did technically bring balance to the Force, just not the way that everybody thought.
But Luke played just as equal of a role.
I mean, yeah, he did play a big role.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, he just brought balance by bringing.
Yeah,
Luke
I mean,
as well.
everything played a role in that.
Yeah. Anyway, so
we got way off
back to
topic.
Avatar. Yeah, we just also still. Love Star Wars.
But anyway, Iroh versus
Iroh
Ozai.
versus Ozai.
So,
I just.
Are we all agreeing that Ozai would probably win?
I feel like it depends on the circumstance. I
Yeah.
feel like if it came down, if Ozai,
Alright!
Ozai is a
Ozai.
loser.
I'm not shipping them. Okay, listen. Listen. I
There would
think.
be no fight. It's all.
Why am I saying that? Okay, listen.
Ozai is like Iroh backwards almost.
Alrighty.
Kinda is. Okay, so I think it comes down to what Iroh would do. I think if Iroh was to be okay with killing his brother, I feel like there somehow, some way, Iroh could take him down by, maybe not by brute strength or his firepower, but by strategically finding his brother's weaknesses. And I think if he's not okay with it, he's a little hesitant. I think Ozai could definitely beat Iroh.
It also depends on how much tea Iroh's had to drink.
Yeah.
That's very true.
And if he drank Aang tea, I promise you he's gonna lose.
Yeah, that's true.
But
he
hey,
drinks
no,
this-
we can't. I feel like we're gonna get sponsored eventually. Okay, we can't say bad things about.
We're
the
gonna
tea.
get sponsored because of this Iroh
Dude,
tea.
this Iroh tea, I drink it like almost every day.
I don't like tea, but he
It's
does, and he
so
drinks
good.
it.
The-
Jacob actually likes the Aang
I feel
tea.
like Aang tea is a little better than Iroh tea.
See,
I like watching Avatar.
there's nothing wrong with the Aang tea. It's just it has something in it that makes my head hurt, and I don't know what it is.
Cut that out.
but look,
you
man.
can't cut that out.
Listen, man. Look, this tea is the best tea I've ever had. Honestly, I'm not even saying that just to get sponsored. This is honestly.
Wait,
What
my
about
favorite.
hey?
Don't worry.
Okay.
What about honest tea?
What are you talking about?
You said it was the best tea you've ever
The
had.
Aang tea
Honest
has Earl
tea.
Grey lavender, chamomile, chamomile,
Tommy.
Camilo.
Chamomile.
okay, and dewy cherry. Dewy cherry?
Are you talking about
Yes,
the
we
Dewey,
do.
It tastes like candy almost. A candy
Dewey
tea.
Decimal System?
And I guarantee there's some people that actually would like this tea a lot. It's just for some reason there's something in it that doesn't suit well with me, and we all have different taste buds. So I'm not saying anything bad about the tea. I'm just saying it's not for me. I love this Iroh tea, and there's people that are gonna love this Aang tea.
So go out and buy this tea
Yes.
so that we can get a sponsorship.
Yes, and Zuko's tea. What is it? It's like a chocolate tea.
Oh yeah, it's chocolate tea. It's like
Wait.
dessert tea.
We haven't got it yet.
I haven't got it yet.
But
I'm
it's
going
very
to order.
Is it
Intriguing.
because it took them until dessert to get pretty
And
good?
also, there's cactus juice. That's
Cactus juice
Sokka
tea.
drank. It's
So,
supposed to make
I
you go
think it
crazy.
has marijuana in it.
Comment down below. comment down below if you want us to get cactus juice or Zuko tea first.
I'm not drinking any of it.
He is. If you comment, then tell him to.
Yeah, if we get 10 likes,
No, that's so little.
if we get 10 likes,
Makes 10 accounts.
but
and
we haven't
likes
got
it.
10 likes yet, so it's I mean, hey,
I'll do it if we get 20 likes.
no,
Yo.
no, 12.
High
12.
expectations. High expectations. 18 likes.
Okay, 18 likes. If we get
I
18,
was gonna settle for 15.
hey, 15 likes. If we get 15,
No, I said I was gonna settle. 18, it's back up to 18.
15 likes.
18.
15, 17,
17 and
18.
a half.
16,
16 and a half.
16 and a half. Okay, if we get 16
rounds
likes, if we get 16 likes,
16
You'll
and
have to
half.
drink a whole cup of the tea that y'all.
yeah, and I will pour it myself.
Oh, and if we get 17 likes, then Jacob has to shave his face entirely.
I'm serious. I will pour this tea myself if he loses this bet.
Pour the tea.
I have to
sis.
TT.
Okay.
Anyway,
So yeah,
Stop making all that racket.
I definitely would like Iroh to win though.
Okay.
I think I will love
Okay,
Iroh to
yeah.
win.
all right.
All right.
I've got a way to settle this, and we'll keep the score this way. So there's going to be 3 categories.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
First category, and this is going to be it. You just got to name the first one name the one that you think fits this category. If it were between Iroh and Ozai, off of sheer power, who would win?
Ozai.
3, 2,
Oh,
1.
Ozai.
Ozai.
Iroh.
You already said Ozai.
You already said Ozai.
Okay, so
three-way.
Ozai takes the power category. Okay, so this next category is motivation. Who has a stronger motivation to win? 3, 2, 1.
Iroh.
Iroh. Okay.
Okay, and by stronger, I mean, I guess you could mean pure because, I mean, typically when you think of pure motivations, they're stronger. So now we're at a deadlock. Here's the third category.
When I say, I think when you go against, like, when you go to motivation, if Iroh doesn't win, the world's destroyed. If Ozai wins, if Ozai doesn't win, it's just like, oh, well, I'm not the Fire King.
He only has to please himself.
Yeah.
Iroh has the whole world.
Yeah, that's what made me eventually choose.
All right, and
Iroh.
then the third category, since we did a power category, this is going to be a strategic category, which 3, 2, 1.
Iroh.
Okay, so if we were just doing off of that 3, then Iroh wins. But
Okay, that's a good way to sell it, I guess.
But I still think Ozai would win. I'm just kidding.
Because
I'm just kidding. This he was hot.
you're gonna have so many clips to like have a great intro this time.
I know. I'm gonna have like 7 intros. Like, and just like flip them.
This podcast is just nothing but intros. It's just like
This is
one
literally-
long.
We're just randomly talking.
22 intros and 1 outro.
This is
But the outro comes in the middle.
I'm gonna title this just Avatar Banter. This isn't even the topic anymore. So yeah, what were we talking about?
So this is exactly what happens. This is from Chase. It's not me. He's the one calling you out. This is exactly what happens whenever you guys don't leave us comments for questions that we should ask.
Racy, do not make them feel bad.
It's not.
I
It's totally
heard him
Chase.
say-
Yeah,
I did
it's
not
Chase.
say that.
It's Chase. Chase is the one doing this, and
Dude.
so we're sorry. We're just trying to please to make our lives easier, like mine and Jacob's life easier, because he's like some tyrant in this camera. So just make.
Why do you think he sits in the middle?
Yeah, like why do you think?
Y'all told me to.
Why do you think he always talks about what he wants to talk about?
Y'all literally told me y'all were like, hey, you should sit in the middle. It's your channel.
Anyway, so just comment down below some ideas for us to talk about, because we would love to have your opinions and talk about them, as long as it's Avatar related, or I guess even T related. Jinx, Chase.
We're so weird.
Okay, so yeah, did we just settle it? Is Iroh gonna win?
I think this is going to be one of the philosophical debates that never end.
Yeah, because there's no way to tell unless we can actually see it.
Unless the live action series proves it once and
Okay,
for all
wait.
for us.
Let's tweet. What's his name? Why am I forgetting his
Aaron
name?
Ehaus?
Aaron Ehaus. Let's tweet Aaron Ehaus.
Aluza?
And call him a loser first. And then,
No, don't call him Aluza.
and then be like, who would win in a fight?
How to train-
Iroh
Yeah.
or Ozai?
Toothless.
And then, oh wait, I'm not typing anymore. And then once we respond,
Who types like
And
that?
then we respond.
No.
and then we'll see what he says. So far, me and him think Iroh ultimately would can. You think we think Ozai. You think Iroh.
Mm.
So
I mean, there's lots of different categories. We can come up with what. Obviously, like by our test, Iroh would win. But personally,
that was a very
dumb test.
on the spot test. That
Yeah.
didn't really.
I didn't think about it.
It
very
did not
much.
have much.
It's
thought.
not foolproof. Okay, look, this is the same type of test. We're in college, so this is what we're used to. Not foolproof tests.
Oh my god.
Anyway, so
That's true.
Speaking about tests, I'm gonna go study.
speaking about other tests.
Bye guys.
We want to test your knowledge about Avatar.
I'll stay for
So
a
maybe we could even think about possibly doing a Avatar trivia game.
Ooh.
And whoever wins gets a prize. And whoever gets the least amount gets a punishment.
He thought this up on the spot. This was not
I
planned.
did.
None of this stuff is ever planned.
I have ADHD. Attention
Man.
deficit, high definition.
I feel like I'm in a dream every time I record.
Can we kick him off the island?
Yes, please kick me off the island. Because then you won't have anybody to gang up with you on Chase.
But then me and Chase can like arm wrestle and stuff.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, but then Chase would lose.
Like, not even just talk, just like arm wrestle on camera and then like then upload.
Alright, I'll give you guys what you want.
Bracy, no.
We're kidding, bud. Come back.
Oh, I thought you were gonna arm wrestle.
It's like his gone. We're just like, all right. We've been waiting for this day.
We've waited for this day. All right, we're sorry for this podcast, by the way.
Honestly, if you were expecting sophisticated talking, professionalism, or just even like normal conversation, I'm sorry.
It's been a long school day. Okay.
Truly is.
This is the first one we've recorded at night.
This is true.
This is the first.
Hey, they don't know that.
Yeah, they can't tell because the lights are just
fully
so bright.
recorded at night.
That is true. Ooh.
We're letting them know the secrets.
We didn't stop midway through one. That never happened.
That's true. What are we doing? Okay, so did we settle on who we thought will win? Is that
I think it's like I was trying to say earlier, it's a philosophical debate that will only be decided by your imagination, and even that I don't think is sufficient enough to actually decide who would win.
Yeah, I feel like there's no way that we could come to a conclusion.
That's true.
Whichever one dies of old age first.
That'll settle it on next episode of Ember Island Podcast.
Do you or do you not?
Our topic is gonna be
whatever you guys comment.
No, it's gonna be Kyoshi.
Oh yeah, Kyoshi.
I'm joking. It's not
I thought we were gonna do a high-tech trivia game.
Wait, guys, could we or could we not go into one of our favorite episodes and really break down why we love that episode? I think, is it time for that? I've been wanting to do it for a while.
I think it's time that this is all probably gonna get cut out. This last bit of it because Chase is gonna cut it out. But anyway.
Okay. Please don't cut this sentence out though.
I don't know how to whistle for Hunger Games.
But I would love to dive into just the really specifics of one episode.
Okay, so
yeah, okay.
I guess we're doing it. So the next episode of the Ember Island Podcast, we're going to dive into an episode. Please let us know what episode you want us to dive into next. If somehow we don't get that, we will just pick one of our favorites. So,
and then if that doesn't happen, then we should totally do the trivia game.
That is also an option.
That means we're not going to do it.
I'm just kidding. That actually would be really fun. I actually want to do that.
Yeah, that would be really cool, but we would need a lot of comments for that. A lot of comments on questions.
Yeah, but then if they're fondly commenting, then we won't do the trivia game because we'll be listening. You guys make this complicated, and it's all Chase's fault.
What am I doing wrong?
I don't know.
Listen, I'm not. You're not obligated to. This is just for your enjoyment.
You're not a loser.
Are they enjoying anything at this point?
I don't know.
We don't get comments. We don't know.
Listen, this is just to build community.
Knock knock.
Who's there?
I'm
who?
Hi, who? I'm Dad.
Okay.
So that does it for now for the Ember Island Podcast.
He'll have a fun time editing this one.
Yeah.
Other than that, may the Force be with you.
And we'll see you
guys
in the next one.
Yeah.